Okay. So guys, this is the whole curriculum. I hope everyone is able to say this, right? So now, guys, with we'll be starting off with. So this is gonna be the complete 3 months of program starting from 1st April will be our first batch, and 1st April and 1st April, if it's not possible, let's say for you all, if it's not possible, so then it will be from the like Saturday Sunday only, right? But I would suggest at least manage 3 days anyhow, because your batch is going to be completely separate. So if you can manage at least Saturday, Sunday and Monday, something like these 3 days, right? And it will be, so if you are preferring a morning time, so try to see when you can manage some evening times of yours, okay? At least a one day, and 2 days, like 7 a.m. is something that we have already taking, so that will be one. Okay, and if there is any kind of changes that would be made, so we'll let you know, and please try to manage it. It's only 3 months, right? So one request to everyone, guys, I would suggest everyone to join live only, right? Even if by chance, if there is not a very huge emergency, I would suggest everyone to join live. Okay, because let's try to keep it interactive, because it's not only about the learning. On a regular basis, we'll be doing a lot of different things. Okay, so today there are prerequisites that I'll expect from you to do, right? So once I'm done with this particular foundation, I'll explain you that also. So in a whole 3 months of program, we'll be starting off with the fundamentals of natural language, right? So I think from us it is already done, but still we'll just go take a overview about it. Whatever things are not done, let's say we are done with word to vec, right? Let's say we are done with text pre-processing, but I also got few messages from you only, like I think someone texted saying, sir, even NLP is not completely understood, so we'll start from NLP. So this is program is for NLP only, so we'll start from a very foundation, right? So the batches will be divided in such a way that in whole 3 months of course everything will be done. Okay, so we'll start with the simple NLP techniques, right? What is tokenization, stemming, lemmatization, like simple text pre-processing techniques. Then eventually we'll move into word embedding techniques. Word to vec is S11. We'll also learn about simple how exactly fast text and globe, basically both are of the same thing only. But we'll after one embeddings, we'll just try to understand few things about how summarization task works, then name entity recognition, layer just another task. We'll learn something in details about what is topic modeling. Again, that comes into a very important part, and we did not cover that in the last batch that we took, right? So yes, in word embeddings also we'll talk about all the word embedding techniques that we have, from the simple word to vec. We'll continue till the one not encoding till the word to vec. Whatever are there, we'll just take the overview about them also, right? So once that foundation is done, right, so then we'll directly jump into understanding how RNNs actually work. So I think deep learning is already done with you, right? So in here, I think we already have built one very good project, right? So that project was about finding a duplicate question pair answers. Okay, so finding duplicate question pair answers will do that, and along with that we'll try to host that particular thing on AWS. Okay, so that even the deployment parts are very much sorted from the very first, right? Now that while doing that project, we'll follow certain steps. Okay, like we'll follow some certain structure to build that project. Okay, so it won't be like simple Kaggle notebooks and something like that. So we are planning to have it some no pretty good things in place. So if I ask everyone, so if everyone can install the VS code in their system, right? So there are prerequisites, I'll tell you. VS code is the one, right? So I hope my screen is visible, right, everyone? Hello guys. Can't see you all. Okay, screen is visible, right, everyone? Okay, okay, okay. So now once we'll start with that, right? So yeah, so VS Code is the first thing that you want to install, right? So let's see now. First of all, check, guys, if your laptop is that compatible or not. So I think many of you recently said have bought new ones and all. Okay, so I think VS Code would be perfectly fine. So I would suggest everyone to use VS Code, right? Second thing, so try to install it, right? Just see if your laptop is pretty new, maybe having good configurations, it will work very fine. Okay, as long as laptop is not like, let's say, 10, 15, 20 years back, I don't think VS Code should be a problem. Okay, and anyhow, it's not going to be very extensive coding, right? So I think it should support pretty good. Okay, so VS Code is the first thing that you need to install. Second thing is you need to make an account on AWS. Okay, there is an AWS console, you will see AWS console, yeah, AWS, this one, cloud services console. Okay, so now it takes quite a few time to build, create account. So while creating account, create account as a single user, means what, as a testing user. Okay, so means what, you are just trying to learn something, and for learning purpose you are creating an account. So don't try to create an account which is for maybe companies or a corporate or nothing. Don't do like that. Just do it simply for a single user. Just, okay, I'm just practicing this particular thing, for that I need the credits. Okay, so you can just visit this site, you will get more details about it. Okay, so how this AWS free trial actually works. So you can just create a free account over here, right? So in a free account you will just need to enter, just it's like a normal process. Okay, so at the end they'll ask you to pay 2 rupees. Okay, just like a 2 rupees, you can say, unknown. So you can just provide your credit card details or something like that, so that will be a refundable 2 rupees, like 2 pennies, right? Simple 2 rupees, that will be refundable to you, right? Just to verify, right? Just to verify they do that, they won't charge you anything or something like that, right? So you have enough credits to use for the learning purpose. So that much definitely is much more needed. So once that is done, another thing that you need to have is GitHub account. Okay, so try to have a whole GitHub, right? So okay, my GitHub directly opened. So like this, you will see an interface. So if I just log out, you will see that okay, github.com, I'll just say GitHub. Now you can just see this GitHub, right? So build collaborative platform. So you can just simple process again, simply just log in into it, just like you log in into any other application. Just log in, then I'll tell you, like, what kind of things are, what kind of things you need to do into this particular part. Okay, so these three are there, you need to install. Okay, so I would also ask you to install Postman, for the testing purpose of the backend. So it's like, see, guys, whenever we test any kind of codes, okay, so this code testing actually happens on the Postman, right? So whatever backend codes are there, we usually test it on Postman. But anyhow, we'll be creating the fast API, so we'll directly try to check it on server, so that won't be an issue, right? So I would say, if you are able to do it, then only install it. So I would suggest not to, because it takes a lot of memory, and it requires a very high processing to process any kind of data. So I any kind of request, sorry. So I would suggest not to, but yeah, it's fine. I mean, I just wanted to tell you about it. Okay, you should have the idea about, okay, there is something called as Postman. I'll tell in more details about it, what Postman is, and for what it is used, right? So that is about the Postman. Next thing is, I want you all to have your LinkedIn to be very optimized. Okay, now from the very first only we'll start doing that, like from the very first day. So currently I'm expecting that you have a LinkedIn account. Okay, I'm only expecting that you have a LinkedIn account, and from the LinkedIn account, we'll try to set some alarms for it. Means, what kind of people to connect, how to search for the jobs, right? So every single thing on a very, like, let's say in the same lecture only we'll be doing. So if you are writing a piece of code, how to update that to the GitHub. At the same time, what kind of things are expected from you to do on on that particular LinkedIn. And at the same time, how exactly you are updating your GitHub also. right? So these are the, 3 4 things which will be doing simultaneously, because now the thing is, enough of learning we have already done, right? So it's only like advanced things are done, remaining, which should take, month or so to, complete, month or two, something like that. Within that, we'll try to wrap it up. Okay, so these are the things, these are the prerequisites that you need to have, right? So once you have these prerequisites, so it will be easy for us to start working and start collaborating immediately, right? So for the projects also, anyhow you guys gonna be very few only, like 4 to 5 people are there. So we'll try to collaborate you all in together only, so that, in together you can work on the same kind of project. So we'll understand how this GitHub thing is actually works, how we are pulling the request, how you are merging the request, how you are, so we'll try to understand everything, right? So there will be a separate session on GitHub, like how exactly this thing works, and then only we'll move forward. Okay, so that was about a few things that we expect. Right now, this is the curriculum that we have, right? So I think I already shown you the curriculum, no? Where is that curriculum? Yeah, okay, here. Okay, so the main idea would be to understand all these main, mechanisms, right? We'll start with RNNs, then LSTMs, GRUs, okay, and then we'll move on to the, first of all, encoder decoder, and then we'll move into the transformer based architecture, then self attention, and then we'll understand about GPTs and all. Okay, so once that is done, okay, once transformer architectures are done, then we'll move into the part of fine tuning, like, how to fine tune the transformers on any industry applications, right? Let's say when you talk about fine tuning, so we'll be using mostly simple GPT, or any kind of custom modules, let's say llama GPT or GPT-2, right? So something like that. So we'll be using those transformers to, fine tune it on any kind of task. Okay, so that is about, that is what we'll be doing. Then once that is done, in the month of second month, we'll start with the process of generative AI. Okay, generative AI and prompt engineering. So when, see now, the evaluation of generative AI has been very very broad, right? So there is to be a simple models like simple GPT, llama, mistral, where we simply used to write the simple prompts to get the particular results out of it, right? But now currently it is being very optimized, because see, in that particular part there were some kind of issues, like, with respect to, how exactly you write the prompts. So when human prompts are definitely not that optimized, right? So at the same time, there was a lot of issues about something called as hallucinations. I think you all can understand. So means, let's suppose we have to be dependent too much on the, response that GPT is giving. So if the GPT is giving, let's say GPT do not have a knowledge about certain thing, okay, let's suppose now it do not have a knowledge about medical sector. So what it will do, automatically it will try to create its own answers and it will give you. So that was like a lot of hallucination that was being created, right? So just to overcome this particular problem, after generative AI, we had something called as RAG based architectures. Okay, so in the GPT-3, GPT-4, llama 2, so when we had all these particular, GPT models in place, so we used something called as RAG based architectures to make sure that, we are getting the very perfect results, we are having control over that particular results, and even the hallucination was not a problem now. Okay, so that was like a very good breakthrough. And eventually, we'll move into the multi agents part, like we'll understand about how GANs work. And so more than a GANs, we'll understand about how LangGraph works, how AutoGen works, how Creo AI works. So LangChain actually came into play when you had, after this particular GPT was introduced. At that particular time, we had a LangChain, where LangChain was just like a more stable version, right? Means you could easily store the memory. You could, very easily, let's say, refine your, prompts that you're writing, right? So all these particular things were, possible with LangChain. So it was like a very perfect orchestrating that it was doing. But now when this multi-agent things came into play, so in that particular part we had LangChain, LangGraph we had, let's say Creo AI we had. So all these particular, models were able to make this whole multi-agent system in very 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 great flow, I would say. Means, let's say every single agent was given a particular task, he was able to perform that task, and how to orchestrate this all the different agents together so that they can work as a one whole system. Okay, so that is what is the in the current world that is maximum going. It's called as multi agents. Okay, so that's called as an agentic AI that we'll cover. Okay, so during this whole process there will be almost 6 good projects that we'll be doing, right? So during that whole projects, it's gonna be more about how we build that project and how exactly we try to deploy that particular project on a certain thing. Okay, second thing is that we'll understand about the deployment, that's for sure, but the main part is it won't be hosted like a regular app, right? Regular application, because we don't have a front end for it, right? We don't have a front end for it. So when you have a front end for it, then it's different. For now we don't have a front end, so definitely it's not gonna be the very I would say it's not gonna be the it won't look like an actual website, right? So definitely when you don't have a front end, so it won't look like that. But we'll give you a perfect knowledge about it. Now the second thing is there is something called as GCP. Okay, so on GCP there are like multiple models, even on AWS also has, so which are pre-trained models that we have. So now let's say let me show you. Let's say GCP pre-trained. Okay, so there are like multiple pre-trained models that Google cloud actually provides. Okay, so whatever are those, right? So we'll be talking, and we'll see how exactly you can use them, right? So let's say deploy an AI ML image processing pipeline, create a chatbot using retrieval RAG augmentation tracks, summarize a large document with generative AI, right? So these are the few there are like multiple. Okay, I mean it's not only this one, there are like thousands of products that they have. But so we'll also talk about them, like how you can use this particular pre-trained models to build your own applications. So means what happens, guys, so when we are covering such a broad area, so from this whole broad area you are actually able to understand and you are able to gain a lot of different type of knowledge. Like we are getting uh, we are actually getting this whole idea, how exactly the whole generative AI part is working. Okay, and along with that you will be having like a perfect, I would say, resumes that to display. Now when I talk about let's say resumes, so in the resumes what we'll be doing, we'll just try to create a simple portfolio websites, right? So I'll give you the codes for that. You can run that particular code in your system, and you can just try to host it in your own local. Like you can just host it on AWS. Anyhow you have a free tiers, right? So you can definitely host few websites over there. Okay, so I'll be giving the codes for you, so you can just run it, you can host it over here, right? Well, tell the steps to host it. And guys, one thing is expected is that whatever is being told to do, right? So try to do it. Okay, because this is now very high time that you have already been learning for 1.5 years now. And like from at least them you did not get anything. So but within this 3 months my idea is to finish the batch and make sure that you are completely job ready, and you are completely okay in the market to approach anyone, right? So how to approach, what kind of techniques to use, like I'll we'll be discussing everything. So so I have designed this whole thing, every single week what should be done in so perfect way that so everything should be covered in a 3 months of span very very properly. Okay, so that is the whole idea of this particular complete project, or I would say the complete structure that we have built, right? And one more thing, guys, apart from this, I expect you to have this one. Just wait. Uh, yeah. So whenever, let's say, whenever you learn something from here, right? So have that habit of searching that thing again and again. Like let's suppose if you're learning about how AWS is working, so have that habit. Okay, go somewhere. There are multiple videos which will tell you, okay, how AWS works, how to create free tier accounts. So if you're stuck, don't just completely stop and say, okay, I was not able to do it. So instead, if you're not able to understand here, just go to YouTube, search ki okay how to set up a simple AWS account for you know let's say for a student. Okay, so it will just help you set that up. What what kind of options to select, that also will be told to you. So there are like multiple things which will come in this particular place only. So just try to do that, right? Okay. So guys, I hope this whole curriculum is very perfectly understood. Yeah, second thing I was about to tell you is about Naukri.com. Okay, Naukri is the one. There are few more websites I'll tell you, right? Now in here, how to create the accounts, that is like a very big deal. Okay, I mean, how exactly we're gonna create the accounts here? It's not only like uploading your resumes and giving your own piece of code that you have done. So what we'll be doing, now you have like the projects on data analysis, you have the projects on completely like on machine learning, you have projects on deep learning, you have projects on clustering, recommendation systems. So like we'll be writing 7 to 8 very very good projects on your resume. Okay, so along with that, what we'll do is I'll try to add this as an experience into your let's say portfolio, saying that okay, you have been working with me. So yeah, then they might ask for the maybe just give us the salary slips of previous company and all. Okay, but I think that is something you can just say that it was like a non-paid internship. So I think that should not be a problem. And second thing is, guys, one more thing I just wanted to add, like first of all, from the next session I need to understand about everyone's background a little bit, like what you have done, or currently what you're doing. So many times what happens, what we do is we just try to add an experience of your previous company as a data scientist. Because understand, like we have more than 10, 12 good projects to add into this particular whole system. So when you have such a huge amount of projects to add, so then it becomes very easy, like so in into many different people, what we do is we just try to add let's say past 2 years experience as a data scientist. Okay, so what happens, it's totally fine. Okay, you do not have to worry about it. I hope everyone knows like how industry works. A little bit of lying is totally fine, because see, you might say okay, what I'm talking on this Zoom meeting, but see, understand, right? Like when you know that you are eligible for that particular job, and just because of that number of experience you are lacking, so I don't think that is correct, right? So anyhow, once you reach the to that particular job, okay, eventually you have to process everything, you have to give the interviews, you have to clear the rounds, you have to clear the coding rounds, you have to do every single thing. So when you know that you have to do every single thing, so then there is no problem into that, right? So let's say what we might say is, in your previous company, now that depends, provided like if your previous company might be working into the domain of AI, so at that time it would be easy to add like okay, in the last 2 years I have worked into my company as a data scientist. Okay, so that's a different thing. But no, so one by one we'll check for everyone, like what's your background, so currently what you're doing, and how things are going for you. And then we'll see like how we can process with that. Okay, so like this is the whole approach, guys. I hope you have like if you have any kind of idea, okay, please let me know. And if anything I can just help you out with, you can also ping me on the WhatsApp also, right? So guys, one more request: if any one of your friends are okay to ready to join, or anyone wants to join, okay, I would say ask them, right? Even if they are not giving anything to me, that's totally fine. I already told them already, in the start only, like as of now, if you want to just join, just understand for few days how things are going, and if they feel like, then we can think about that particular part. So that is not the most important thing. But what happens, let's say instead of 4, you at least have 10 people who are there. So then it is even exciting for me to like teach, right? So every time just having 2 people over here, so it yes, so yeah, sure, I'll send it. So what I would suggest, try to share this as much as possible, right? Try to see if people are interested to join. So what happens is, if people are able to join, let's say at least we have 10 people now, so it just becomes like a very interesting one, right? Means I just understand, like you at least have a group of 10 people who are learning, and it becomes like a very good let's say environment. Like out of 10 we can create 2 different groups. Okay, so from these two groups, very easily you can let's say try to collaborate on two different projects. So it will be easy for you to understand the whole GitHub thing very properly, right? You will be able to understand like how you can collaborate and work on the same project. So it's bit exciting, right? So if there are at least 8 to 10 people, that's more than that, not more than that, even I don't want more crowd here. So whoever are actually interested, I want them only. So if anyone is really interested, you can really tell them, okay? And yeah, you can just ping me accordingly on WhatsApp. So about the next session, what I'll do is, I'll ping you personally on that group. Okay, so from that you can tell me like when is when are you free, and uh, like with respect to that, we'll see if if the weekdays are free for you. So I am like the most excited person to take the sessions on weekdays, because weekends are really really packed for me now. So currently even this 7 to 9 session also, like I'm not sure how we gonna manage, because there is something that is already going in the same time, like between 7 to 9 in the morning. Okay, so I just need to figure it out regarding the timing. Okay, so don't worry, but I won't change your timings much if you are okay on the weekdays, right? So maybe if you are okay on your weekdays to join evening time or even the morning time, I'm okay with both of them. So if let's say if anyone might be going to the offices at 10 in the morning or something, so I don't think there would be a problem to join from 7 to 8 or 7 to 9, right? So I mean that is like very perfect. But you can just let me know. Okay, Sunitha, I think you already told me there is something with you, so you can just let me know, right? I mean, if that is not possible, this is already we are continuing. But if it's possible on weekdays also to connect on the same time, right? Let's say on morning 7 to 8:30 or 9, whatever we are doing in that previous course, right? So that should be perfectly fine. Okay.
So we're going to try to do
Yes.
the Saturday and Sunday, same time.
No, Saturday, Sunday. What I'm saying is, apart from Saturday, Sunday, if you can manage any different days in the weekdays, so that I let you know. Okay, that you can just let me know if in the morning times if you're free. Yes, Sunita, there are like more than 6 people who have enrolled. So still, I think Dilip is here. Still, that Praveen is not here. I think Niharika is not here. Then Praveen, Niharika. Then that Anamika was the one, right? So even he's also, I think, not there. So I think that Tartila or something, she's also not here. She said ki, okay, she'll be joining after some time. Like currently she have some breaks.
Asha too. Asha is not here.
Yeah, yeah. So there are few more people, right? I mean, they have texted, but Asha is also not there. Swati is not there. So like there are people who are not there, right? So what told is, apart from this, if anyone of your group or friend circle or anyone is interested, you can let me know that for. So weekdays 7 EST PM except Tuesdays fine for me. Okay, okay. So evening 7 p.m. EST. So is that fine for you all others? 7 p.m. EST means what's that IST time? Let me just check. 7 p.m.
After 7, anything is fine.
Okay. EST to EST. Okay. But there are multiple time zones in US also, right? I don't know how. In India, we only have one. Okay, 4:30 a.m. in the morning. Oh my God. Okay, okay. No, I think no. I told you about your mornings. I asked you, right? If your mornings are free anytime on a weekdays, that you can let me know. So accordingly, we'll plan it. So and see, guys, it's not like a very huge thing, right? It's hardly 3 months. Okay, so try to manage. It's only 3 days. Okay, your mornings are not free. Okay, okay, then we'll continue that with the same timings only, right? 7. Uh, but okay, except the Tuesday, you are fine, right? For other days also. Okay, yeah.
Yes, other days evening after 7 is fine. Anytime after 7.
Okay, yeah. So the same timing of India, 7 to 8:30 or 9 is also fine, right? That your data is good time.
Your time 7 would be for us like
No,
9:30.
no, 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 no. Okay, 9:30 or like
9:30
8.
p.m. in the night.
I think you told 8:30, right? Okay, it's 9:30. Okay, okay. So 7 a.m. in the morning is 9:30 for you, for us.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so like today you joined at this time, so it was already late, right? I mean,
Yeah, it was 10:30 actually today.
oh, okay, okay. Okay, okay. We'll figure that out, right? You can just ping. So one simple request to everyone. I'll share this recording also with you. One simple request is just try to send your timings, right? I mean, to everyone personally, you can send me like when you are free, on the weekdays and the weekends. Okay. So I think weekend should be perfectly fine on any time, right? To everyone. The only problem is that one session we have to take in between, right? So for that, I just need to check like at what time we should connect, because that is very important. Okay. Okay then, guys. I think thank you so much for joining, and I have already explained you in very details what exactly we're gonna do, and what is the whole curriculum and idea behind this. So by any chance, if anyone have any issues, you can let me know, and you can ping me directly. Okay. So up till then, guys, see you all. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.